Hello, hello, hello. Awesome. Everything seems to be working just great on the technology side. We love that. How are you? Happy Friday. So I'm coming at you live from the Bay Area, California. And it's been a great day so far. Hello. Beautiful. How are you? Let us know where you're calling from, how you're doing on this Friday. Pound of love. Good to see you. So, today, what I wanted to talk about is embodying abundance because I love this topic of abundance. I feel so abundant in my life, and I want to just share this message with everyone. And let me know how you're feeling. Are you feeling abundant? Are you feeling lack? Are you feeling scarcity? What is your like most constant state of vibration that you're living in? So, I'm going to share a couple tips on how I stay in a high vibe, how I really, get to feel abundant and live abundantly, and how we can really manifest our dream lives using law of attraction and law of vibration. So, I'm so passionate about having the lifestyle. So, a lot of people that are following here are lady entrepreneurs, and we have created this business so we can have more freedom and enjoy our life even more. So, how do we do that? How do we really tap into the frequency of abundance? Hi, G Pierce, 7777, angel numbers in the house. Okay, so first of all, what does that feel like to you when you feel abundant? Like you have embodied abundance, what does that feel like? So you can even close your eyes if that feels good and feel into the feelings of abundance. What does that feel like? So for me, it feels expansive. It feels easy. It feels like in surplus, in overflow mode, like always flowing, feeling good, good vibes. And so, what you want to do is you want to make sure that when you're in that feeling, like wake up with that feeling. Like it's good to just start your day off with that feeling so you can tap into gratitude. So that's one of the ways we can cultivate that abundance. In the book, The Science of Getting Rich, they say when you are grateful for what you have, then you'll be rewarded with more. And I believe this so much because even if you have a small little place, if you clean it up and tidy it up and just even if you cut some fresh flowers and put it in your house, that's going to make you already feel so abundant. And then when you feel abundant with what you have, you're raising your vibration. And in that high vibe state, you're going to start noticing things in a new way. New ideas are going to come to you, and you're going to start attracting in a whole different way. So, the biggest thing that people do to block their abundance is they have contradictory thoughts. So, I would say like negative, bad thoughts, but there's really nothing bad. There's in the world, there's the law of whoop, there's a lot of duality on earth, like in oneness and truth. There's just one, just the I am, God is. But here on earth, like how do we manage in this contrast world? So we have to focus on only what we do want and nothing of what we don't want. And it's easier said than done, right? But when you catch yourself going into a negative story and really realize that these are stories we're telling ourselves, the past is gone, the future hasn't happened yet. So that's why it's really important to get grounded and centered into the now moment because in this now moment, everything is all good, right? So, how are you guys feeling on abundance? I'd love for those of you that are watching to know what abundance means to you. How does it feel? So, one of the things that you have to do to really tap into abundance is know what that means to you. So, what is it that you want here? Everything's available to us. The second that you want it, that desire was put out into the world and it's already there. It's already on that, like you could quantum leap into the new reality right now if you just get yourself to that vibration of your desires already made manifest. So we might have heard this before. We might know this. Yeah, you gotta tell me something new. I've heard this before, but are you living it? So that's where the embodying the abundance comes from. Hey, who's watching? I love seeing you. Hi, Lynn. So good to see you. So we were talking about abundance and what abundance means to us because when you can clearly define it and then you can clearly see it in your mind, then you're able to bring it forth into your reality. So what does abundance mean to you? What do you want? Um, all right, so when you realize in our truth, in our core, we are abundant, everything we have. So when you're grateful for what you have, then you'll be rewarded with more. And it stems so much from your self worth and your self love. Do you believe you are worthy of it all? You're worthy of an abundant life, overflow, surplus. The thing is, some people feel like, oh, like who am I to have all this? Or maybe they feel guilty, like I shouldn't have all of this. I know when in my house, like my tenant just moved out, and so I was like, man, I have this extra room in my house and it's not being occupied. And we're gonna make it into a guest room now. But I was thinking, like I don't know, like who am I to have all these extra rooms in my house? But like who am I not to, right? So that's like that Abraham Hicks, or not Abraham Hicks. Thanks guys, thanks for the hearts. I love you guys. Um, so Marion Williamson says it's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. And we don't have to be afraid of our light. We don't have to be afraid of wanting everything. Like we live in an abundant world. So think of what is abundant to you. Hi. So what is abundant to you, and then just step into it. Like there's no guilt, no shame, no blame. There's no feelings of it's not okay. You're not doing enough. Like whatever you want is perfectly fine. Like there is an abundance for everyone. There's enough land on this world. Hi. There's enough land for everyone to have a home. There is enough fruit. There are enough, vegetables like to be grown. I mean, I know some countries don't get that, and so that's when we have to come up with a plan to make sure they get them. But really, everything is abundant. We live in an abundant world. So all we have to do is just tap in, tap, tap, tap in, right? And let it be fun. So when you have fun with it and you're not resistant. So this is the thing that people do. Hey, George. So when people have a desire, they get so hung up on it and like suffocating that desire. Like you have to be flowing and go with the flow, let it flow. And when so this is the thing, when you know your success is inevitable, then like, how would you act? How would you walk, talk? Who would you hang out with? What would you dress like? What would you buy? So that's how we really want to act, because if you can stay in this high vibe frequency, focusing on what you do want and not on what you don't want, then you'll get it. And the thing is, because like we live in this world of like multiple dimensions and parallel universes, we can jump to this new reality by getting on a new frequency. So it's there, it's already there for us. So that is the beauty of abundance, and embodying abundance is the knowing that you are abundant and it's all available for you. So letting go of resistance. So I would love to hear, what are the resistance thoughts? What are the resistance behaviors that are coming up for you when wanting to embody abundance? So Lynn says, a hard concept to grasp, the being okay to have goodness. Oh my gosh, thank you, Lynn. I felt the same way. I felt that so much. And I'd love to kind of like deep dive and explore this even more with you on why you feel it's hard. You should get a YouTube channel. Hey, George, I actually have one. I don't promote it a whole lot, but I'll like post these replays on there. Thank you. So fun. Okay, so it's a hard concept to be okay with having the good. Okay, so if someone feels like it's hard, so we really have to watch our language. It's funny because it's like you want to watch your language, but you want to be truthful with yourself and where you are right now. But when like it's only hard because you're making it hard. So we get to choose how we do this life. Thank you. If you go to the link in my bio, you'll see the YouTube channel. But it's only hard because we think it's hard, and the reason that you feel it like maybe it's not okay to have the goodness is because you have to look deep within yourself where you feel you're not worthy of having it. So, did somebody in your past, when you were a child, say that like you want too much, or we can't have that, or they just shut you down, or maybe you went on your first date and they didn't pay for you, and you thought like, oh, that's not okay for me to want more. There's people starving in other countries. Like, who am I to want more? So, like, really think of where that concept came from, that it's not okay to have more and overflow and surplus and everything you could possibly want and desire. So that's really important to understand where it stems from, because when you understand where it stems from, then you can look at it. And then once you look at it, you can tell a new story. So if you were to say, so for me, with the idea of success, I had a lot of limiting beliefs around getting a lot of money and being very successful, because my dad, when I was younger, he would work all the time. So he was, successful, whatever your term of successful is. He, did great things for the community, and provided, everything we could have wanted, except, which is a huge except, like just having him around and, being there for my gymnastics meets, just being there more, present after work. He was so exhausted from working such a long day and, just having to deal with so much. He just want to kind of veg out on the TV, which I don't blame him, but it's like, that's what I really wanted. So I was like, man, if I get really successful or I start, making a lot of money, then I'm going to not have time for my friends, not have time for my family, not have time to live the life that I truly want. So that was a block. So you have to really see what's coming up for you and see what blocks are coming up for you in thinking you can't have or you can't do or you can't be whatever you want, because you can. So that was a block that came up for me. And that was like an unconscious block. But I was really, like, why am I blocking my good? Same thing. And it was really because I felt like I couldn't have the life I wanted if I was super successful. Like I just had to work around the clock. Or another example is, yeah, even my mom, like she had to do things for money that she, wasn't proud of, wasn't happy with, but she felt that was like the only way to get money. So that's another, for instance, that was stopping me. But now I can look at those and say, okay, they were doing the best they could with what they had at the time or with what they knew was possible. And so I can tell a new story around that, and I can say, that doesn't have to be my reality. And there actually is entrepreneurs out there like Tim Ferriss, the 4 Hour Work Week. Even though I think he works probably more than 4 hours because he loves what he does, doesn't even really call it work. Just talking to people on a podcast, like that's super fun. And I'm gonna start a podcast. I'm determined I'm gonna make that happen in 2021. I'm claiming it, putting it out there. So what's coming up for you? So now you can tell a new story. And so I have a lot of entrepreneur friends now that they work, sometimes they only work 3 days a week. Like they just set their schedule so they work 3 days a week, but they're very intentional on the time that they are working and very intentional on the lifestyle they want to create. So they know, okay, they want to make, $20,000, $30,000 a month. Okay, so then how many, people are they going to need to work with and at what price point to be able to do that? Yay. Oh, I'll definitely let you know about the podcast. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for cheering me on. I'm going to make it happen. um, okay. And then, so letting yourself be guided. This was a big thing. When I was, does this make sense, Lynn? I hope that I would love to like dive into this with you because I don't want anyone to think it's hard to grasp okay with being the good and having the good. And one of the things is, yeah, well, I'm going to say let yourself be guided, but put yourself into the image. I have to get going. Watch the replay. I'm gonna pick up. Yay! Okay, yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. Thanks for commenting and sharing. Like, this is what it's all about. I really want, I just want to help. I want to see, provide value any way I can. So appreciate you so much, Lynn. And anyone watching, check out Lynn's profile and her amazing jewelry. I love seeing your lives, and you were just on top of it. So really think about the self-image of the person who has the life that you want, and then acting and behaving in that way. Okay, so your success is inevitable. What you want is already there. It's already manifested. It's already here for you. Then what? So you probably would breathe, not stress, not hold on so tight because it's already here. You would act in a different way. So that's the vibe we want to step into when we're talking about our goals made manifest. It's already here. It's already done. So now that it's done, what am I going to do? So then you can relax in like the stress of, because that's a whole different vibration. The wanting it and the having it vibration is so different. You want to be in the having vibration where like it's mine and it's great. So now that it's mine, what am I going to do? I'm going to just come on, share value, share what I do, serve people, partnerships, podcasts. Like you get to do the things that are fun for you, and letting yourself be guided. So that was the last point I wanted to make. Thank y'all so much for being here. It is so great to see you. So we are talking all about abundance today. For anyone that's hopping on, what does abundance mean to you? What is it that you really want to manifest into your life? So the things that have been a game changer for me this past couple of years is letting myself be guided. So in truth, we are abundant. We have that God power within us. Some people say we are God because we are one with God. So you could take that as you will, but we have that all within us. So if you can let yourself be guided and let that infinite wisdom that's already inside of you come out, you're like, okay, sounds great. Let's do it. How do we do it? Meditation is a beautiful technique to getting this to happen for you. So when you quiet your mind, and don't take my word on this, please do it yourself. And if you are a meditator, let me know. Like, how is this meditation going for you? What do you get in meditations? Do you feel that you get to be guided when you do meditations? So when you meditate, so you can meditate on an image, you can ask for a sign, you can ask for whatever you want in meditation. Um, or yeah, just be in a meditation of gratitude and thanks. So just really getting quiet and even rampaging on what you want in meditation, or just being very, very still and quiet, and knowing in that quietness that all is well. And that's a perfect vibration to be in too. Like, I need nothing. Everything I need is right here, right now. I have breath, I have love, I have peace, and all is well. So in meditation, but when you ask, so there's the Think and Grow Rich book, if you guys might have heard of it, seen it, by Napoleon Hill. What he says is, in so he didn't have a title for the book up until like the night before. The publisher was like, we are publishing the book, whether you have a title or not, we're going to make something up, and that's how it's going to be. And so he was very, very diligent, like asking, like, asking is given, asking you shall receive. Like, what's the title going to be? What's the title going to be? Like, I need an answer tonight. Give me an amazing title that's going to blow people's socks off. They're going to love this book. It's going to sell 1,000,000 copies. What's the title going to be for this so I can make it happen? Hello. And then he thought about it, and then it just pops in your mind. So it was like Think and Grow Rich. And so I was doing this class by Mark, I think Vilkemer. It was Hearing the Voice of God. And so it's a spontaneous thought that comes across your mind. That's when you know you're hearing the voice of God. So some people think like hearing, so I need to actually like hear something, but it's not even a hearing. It's just like a spontaneous knowing, like a thought that comes. Like, you're like, dang, that wasn't for me. Like, that sounds great. I'm gonna do that. Like, that's that spontaneous thought that comes to your mind when you want to bring something into your life to be guided and led. And the thing is, you have to have faith with your desires. You don't want to plant a seed and then dig it right up. You plant the seed, water it, nurture it. So with our dreams, we're gonna plant the seed. We're gonna do the affirmations, do the getting quiet, being guided, taking inspired action steps, and then holding the faith, holding the vibe, holding the energy of it happening. And then when you know it's happening, then you're like, okay, well, it's happening. So, who's in it? So I have this program with a bunch of people in it. So who's in the program? So it's like, okay, well, like this person, I would love to work with her. I'd love to work with this person. Like, let me just reach out, see what she's working on, see if she'd want to do this. So you're just in this knowing. And the having faith is when it doesn't look like it's possible and you keep doing it anyways. All right, well, that was all I wanted to say. So yeah, in this world of duality, focus on the good. Focus on what you want. If you notice your mind going in a negative spiral towards like the side you don't want to go on, shift back to a new story. Take a nap if you need to. Meditate. Get back into connection with source, and embody abundance. Be so grateful for the little things that you have, and it's just a ripple effect. You're like, oh my god, I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful. Then you start noticing more things to be grateful for, and then you get all this great stuff becomes attracted to you because you're just in this like grateful vibration. So now you're in this vibration of abundance, and then you just start seeing opportunities, and people come to you because you're in this high vibe, and it's just an amazing state of being. So that was the embodying abundance. I love y'all, and I'll talk to you soon. Let me know if you have any questions, any topics that you want to talk about, and we'll talk soon. All right, take care. Bye. Bye, Facebook.